Now, throughout the week, lots of you have been telling us you've been struggling to get hold of fuel. It seems lots of garages across Norfolk and Suffolk have run out. But what's causing the problem? Is it to do with a series of protests at oil terminals across the country, or perhaps the war in Ukraine? Well, we asked the Petrol Retailers Association for an interview yesterday and today, but they said no on both occasions. They would only tell us that they haven't had any of their members contact them regarding supply issues, although some fuel suppliers are having to reschedule deliveries. So how bad is the situation? We sent Mike Liggins to find out.
Our journey started on the A140 at Long Stratton, where there was no diesel. The forecourt manager didn't want to go on camera, but told me they'd had a delivery on Wednesday, but was sold out by yesterday. Heading towards Norwich, there was diesel at the garage in Brook and a queue of drivers wanting it.
No, we just can't find none in there. And they've been all the way down to Beccles.
None there?
Our deliveries, can't get nothing down there.
Well, we were due a delivery in today. We've got a limited supply left over, but apparently the tanker's not been able to get out of the refinery again due to protesters.
Protests have been taking place at fuel refineries across the country, but the Petrol Retailers Association is insisting the majority of terminals are currently unaffected. So, who knows why there was a long queue on the Longwater Retail Park near Norwich. When I reached Longwater, the queue had disappeared, but so had the diesel.
Well, as you can see, this place is really busy. People are obviously having to wait a bit, but there appears to be no shortage of unleaded whatsoever.
The petrol station on Hall Road in Norwich is normally busy on a Friday, but not today. They ran out of fuel last night, were hoping for a delivery today, but by 1 o'clock that hadn't materialised.
Well, I can't get any diesel anywhere. I've got 50 miles to do and I'm not going to make it back to the depot, so...
Seems like they're getting worse, yeah, much worse. I've got people work for me as well, and my guys are getting stuck.
You go around Norwich, there's no diesel, that's getting bad.
Where have you got to get back to?
Peterborough. Another 50 odd mile.
So you're struggling?
Struggling now, yeah.
If you wanted a pie and a bag of crisps from the BP garage on Martineau Lane, then fine. But if it was fuel you were after, forget it. They didn't even know when the next delivery might be. In Suffolk, they did have a delivery at this garage north of Ipswich, and drivers inevitably rushed to fill up. Here, they think the protests might be part of the story.
The driver said the problem is getting onto the terminal to actually get the fuel, because these blinking protesters, you know, they can't get on the terminal. He's taking me an hour to get on the terminal to get a fill up.
Is there a fuel shortage? Has there been unnecessary panic buying? It's hard to say. We can only report on what we see. Mike Liggins, BBC Look East.
And we've had so many emails on this. Maxine Calder from Dereham said, "We have 3 major petrol stations, and today, yet again, not one of them has any diesel and only one has a very limited supply of petrol. So where exactly do they, the Petrol Retailers Association, get their information from?" And Nigel Ward agrees. He says he's disappointed that the PRA has no knowledge of fuel shortages in West Norfolk. He says it's been a week of chasing diesel. Why and when will this issue get resolved? And Donna Anderson's been in touch to say she can't get hold of any fuel anywhere. "My son works and he needs to refill his tank. He's tried 6 garages today with no luck." Well, thanks to everyone who got in touch with us about that. Now, the number of hospital patients in this region who